That was the wrong one. It's tonight.
Thank God for life and strength. Beautiful day. Good morning, beloved. How are you? Good.
Good morning. Welcome to the pre-meeting of the Newark Municipal Council on Tuesday, November 25th. Council President, council members.
Before you begin, Madam Clerk, I just want to congratulate and welcome our new Central Ward Councilwoman, Anita Bay.
Yes.
These positions are awesome responsibilities. And you know, knowing you, I know this is a labor of love. I said labor yesterday, but not a labor, but it's just in your heart for the community, and greatly appreciate it. Although I had a turkey drive yesterday, I made sure I was here for your swearing in because it's important that we show support for all of our colleagues, especially the new ones, because you know we've been here for almost at least some of us 4 years and some more. And you know, we're here to support you. We're here to help you make sure that you can do what's best for the Central Ward and the city at large. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You want to say something?
I started
something.
Yeah, you just started something, Council President. I just want to say, I felt like I was the youngest on the council at one point, and now I feel like I got some seniority or something, right? But no, I just really want to say anything that I can do as as your colleague that I can assist with, I'm definitely here for you. I too had a turkey drive yesterday, and I had to bring my little son, so he got to witness your swearing in too. So I wouldn't have missed it for a world, and I think you're a great addition to our council. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, I am the senior member of the on the days today because Luis Quintana is a senior member of the council. But I just want to congratulate you and welcome you. And as I said before, anything that I can do to make your stay here, let's say your welcoming here more easier to follow, I'll be here for you. I was yesterday at another historic event, the wedding of Cory Booker. So that conflicted with your swearing-in ceremony, and I had to make a selection. It wasn't difficult, but I decided to go to the court and witness the wedding of the senator.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, with that going.
Excuse me.
You didn't raise your hand, so I don't see you. I'm
Listen,
looking.
if everybody else spoke, I want to say something.
Councilwoman, don't
Good
start now.
morning.
It's too early.
No, listen, being, having to stand as a sister by myself for all of these months after Congresswoman left, I am so honored. There's still a little imbalance with all the brothers up here, but I thank God that he sent a sister that we know stands on the legacy of a wonderful woman who gave her birth, and to have two sisters that are carrying on the work of the women that sold into us. I am so, so honored. I don't think God could have designed anyone better to sit in that seat to serve with this sister over here. And I too am here to do whatever it is I need to do with God's assistance to support you. I love you, Amina Bay, Councilwoman of the Central Ward.
Thank you. Love you too.
Now, thank you.
All right, Councilwoman. So let's begin.
Council President, council members, we have an appointment on the agenda. Could we start at page 34 under communications? Item 8A is an appointment to the Central Planning Board. Miss Alana Miles, are you in the audience? If so, please step to the podium.
I'm sorry, one quick second. Am I missing it? All right, thanks. I'm sorry, Miss. You can pull it. You can pull it down. Miss Miles, you have been selected to be appointed to the Central Planning Board by the administration, Mayor Ras Baraka, and would be on the board with the consent and vote of the council. Do you have an opening statement you'd like to make?
I'd like to thank Mayor Ras Baraka for the recommendation. I'd like to just give a brief statement about why I'd be interested in joining the Central Planning Board. As a real estate attorney, I deal with a lot of the issues that might concern the Central Planning Board. I'm also in a unique position because I deal with developers, but I also deal with residents. So I'm able to understand the concerns of the community, but also developmental needs. Right? And, this allows me to find compromise, fairness, and clarity, which is important in a city like Newark. This role would also let me use that expertise to support thoughtful, equitable growth in Newark. And then as a resident of the city of Newark, I care about the city's future. I want to help ensure development benefits residents, strengthens communities, and also aligns with Newark's long-term vision.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, Ms. Miles, being that you're an attorney, a real estate attorney, don't you think that you may be conflicted in some of the cases?
I do not represent any developers in the city of Newark, so there wouldn't be any conflict.
But you represent buyers and sellers that may want to come and say change a property from a one family to a two family to a two family to a three family. So you might be, let's say, at some point hearing a case that might involve one of your clients.
I mean, if it's necessary to conflict myself out of a matter, I would have no problem doing so. But, I have a vast real estate background, which will definitely do more for the board than against it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the council? Hearing none, let me congratulate you, Ms. Miles.
Thank you.
And tomorrow we'll be voting.
Thank you.
Tonight.
Oh, I forget tonight. I'm so used to it. I still have my coffee. I'm working on it.
Council President, council members, I just want to bring something to your attention. We have another appointment on the agenda under pending business. Unfortunately, due to an administrative error, she's unavailable this evening, but instead of returning to the administration, I beg that you defer one last time. She will be available at the next meeting. That's page 37. Ms. Kimberly Clark, she actually was not made aware of the
That's
first.
all right. We've only deferred it once, so that's fine. Let's defer it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now, to the regular agenda, we are on page 4, item 5, reports and recommendations of city officers, boards, and commissions.
Any questions or concerns from the council? Hearing none, next item.
Ordinances on first reading. 6FA is an ordinance amending and supplementing replacement of surfaces to include additional provisions for the milling and paving requirements for street surface disturbance and trench restoration.
Any questions from the council? How about we do this? Is the director here? Oh, she just walked in, I think. Director, why don't you come up and explain this matter? I know it's about fixing pavements, but particularly in light of our new councilwoman, maybe.
Good morning, Council President, council members.
Good morning.
Dolores Martinez Wooden, Director of the Department of Engineering. As we discussed prior, this ordinance is in order to have more accountability to underground entities or any entity that comes in and breaks our roads for resurfacing. So what we're trying to do is in the permit process, before they do the work, we're trying to bond or put a deposit, which is equivalent to the work that they're going to be performing. And if they walk away and they do not do it within the allotted time, the city can step up and do it and bill them for the work. That way we guarantee that our streets are getting repaved and restored after work.
Thank you so much.
No
Any
problem.
questions to follow from Councilman Kelly?
How you doing, Director?
Good.
So just for clarity, so it's similar to like a clean and lean type of how you would solve it, like a process of the clean and lean. If the company doesn't fix it, we will step up and fix it, and then we would charge that bill to the said company, right?
Yes, sir. So obviously they will have a grace period depending on, the settlement of the refill, the fill of the opening. But yes, we'll have a guarantee that if they do walk away, that we can step in with the city because that has been done at the beginning when the permit is pulled.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the council? Hearing none, next item. Thank you, Director.
Items B and C both deal with the traffic on Treadwell Street in the North Ward. B is to remove Treadwell Street on the north side between Ridge Street and Mount Prospect Avenue and include Treadwell Street on the south side between Ridge Street and Mount Prospect Avenue. And C is to prohibit parking at all times on Treadwell Street solely on the north side between Ridge and Mount Prospect.
Any questions from the council?
President,
Councilman Gonzalez.
I understand that Councilman Ramos had some questions regarding this. I don't know if the information that we requested was provided.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was addressed. Director.
Good morning, Council President again and
Good
council
morning.
members. So what we're doing in traffic division is we're doing an audit between ordinances and the street and making sure that the signage goes where it's supposed to be. In this case, there's signage missing from the side that shouldn't be any parking. So we're just amending this and entering in the ordinance.
So I think the question is, after the last meeting and discussion on this matter, Councilman Ramos had, I think, questions and/or concerns. Was there any follow-up with him?
I believe I sent Councilman Ramos an email. I'm gonna check my records from before.
Okay.
Mr. President.
Councilman Gonzalez.
So, Director, you are putting in writing what is already in practice.
So what we're finding is some of the signage may be missing, some of the signage may be in the wrong side of the street. Meaning after checking with traffic, which side of the street is more efficient. So these are amendments to that to make sure that we install the signage and put, the ordinance to work with better traffic.
So are you changing where people park?
No, we're only memorializing where the signage should be.
Okay, so you are doing what they are doing in practice, you are writing it up.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Director.
Council President, council members, for the record, the notation about the ordinance, because of advertising deadlines, these ordinances will be heard on December 17th, not the 3rd. It's not enough time for
Yeah.
advertising.
Okay.
Resolutions. We are on page 7. Administration, 7R1A through H are budget insertions. A is to provide medical care, supportive services, and education on sickle cell. B is to provide medical care and supportive services for the city of Newark and surrounding areas. C is funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for the 1-year action plan and 5-year consolidated plan. So is item D for the same funding. E is to provide affordable housing for low-income households citywide. F is the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs Division of Housing and Community Resources for the 2026 Newark Homeless Housing and Services. G is to provide Ryan White HIV Health and Support Services. And H is to provide funds for the 22 micro grant community policing.
Any questions from the council on 7R1A through G?
Just one,
Councilman Kelly.
just one question for, I believe that was A, 7R1A. For the sickle cell, that's I had a couple of people in my family who deals with sickle cell, one passing from sickle cell. Is the health director here?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask the health director, who I believe does an amazing job with the department. What is the equity when it comes to dispersing that between the wards? Because I know we have a couple of new health centers as of this year and last year in the West Ward. Like how would it be dispersed? Is it upon need amongst the city? Is it a thing per ward?
I'm sorry, you're speaking specifically to this
To
grant?
just the sickle cell, yes.
So the Newark Department of Health has
I
been,
hate to say this. Good morning, Director.
good morning.
Can
Oh,
we
I haven't
state your-
introduced myself, Caitlin
Yes.
Allsbrook,
Yes.
Director of Health.
Thank
So
you.
these funds were awarded to the Newark Department of Health, but part of our charge and our mission is to work with the other federally qualified health centers in the city to support increasing capacity to provide services to STD patients, making sure that those that are seeing specialists are also receiving primary care services. And part of the funds is also to provide training and support to enhance the capacity of providers across the city to meet the needs of people living with sickle cell disease. So we will be working with other health centers throughout the city as well as the hospitals.
So when it comes to specialists, somebody needs sickle cell, say they're in the West, is it somewhere specific that can they go to the center, the medical centers in their ward, or do they have to go to some place specific?
Well, ideally, we would love them to come to the Mary Eliza Mahoney Health Center.
Right.
But again, part of our mission is to ensure that other health centers have that training and capacity to meet their needs as well. So in reality, they can go to any of the federally
Gotcha.
qualified health centers, but our mission is to support their ability to meet their needs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Director. Any other questions? Councilman Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. President. I apologize for being late, but, I couldn't park in my parking spot as usual. So,
Had a discussion with somebody this morning about that.
Yeah.
so I wanted to ask a question about the HUD one-year action plan. I know under Councilwoman Crump, former President Crump, we had a ad hoc CDBG committee that met with the administration. Some years ago, the administration made a decision to essentially develop mostly in-house initiatives in order to spend down CDBG funding, providing very limited opportunities for nonprofits to be able to apply for support from the CDBG's city CDBG program. So I would like to, for your consideration, to see if you would look at the possibility of reestablishing that committee so we can have some dialogue with the administration to see if there's a possibility in the future to kind of open up things to allow nonprofits to apply for service dollars and brick and mortar dollars as well. And I know the city does fund a number of initiatives, including, some paving, demolition, amongst other city services. But I think there is a need in Newark to allow nonprofit organizations to compete and apply for CDBG funds as well. It's been probably like 6 years since nonprofits had that opportunity.
So let's do this. Let's discuss this offline. Madam Clerk, if you find some historical data on the committee, and we can work on what we need to do to reform or bring back that committee.
Certainly.
And if you can, through your chair, Madam Clerk, look at other local areas. I'm sure HUD can provide that information, and they can kind of spell out how they invest their CDBG funds in the community. And you will see that nonprofit organizations do apply for service dollars in addition to some funding for brick and mortar projects.
Thank you, Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, on the age, the COPS grant says here that we received the money September 5th, 2024, but we're inserting it in December, almost December of 2025. Is that because they send the money ahead of time, or?
You're referring to 7R1H,
Yes, it's a,
the RU COP and other.
yes, the funds were received on September 5th, 2024, but we're inserting it in 2025 in November.
Anyone from the administration? Okay.
Good morning, Council President, council members. Captain James George from the Newark Police Department on behalf of Public Safety.
Okay.
I believe when we get these kinds of grants, that things need to be fulfilled. We need to show proof that we did the things that were asked for in the grant to satisfy it. And then once we have satisfied the grant, then we're able to receive the funds.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome. All right. Next, Oh, no, okay, I thought I still
No
was saying
worries.
something. Go.
I through L are all external transfers to provide sufficient funding until the year-end budget.
Questions from the council?
Is I has a zero amount transfer, is that because they net out to zero, or?
I believe
I don't wanna
Director
take over
Guzman
the-
is going to come up and, or maybe not, Director Guzman. He's walking up this way. And our business administrator.
So I think the other one is the one that transfers the money. J. Transfers the.
Good morning, Council President, council members. Benjamin Guzman, Acting Director of Finance. These resolutions in front of you are for the external transfers. Yes, as the end of the year approaches, if there's any particular budget line items where there may be some slight shortfalls, but others have excess funds, we are permitted to do these transfers from similar line items to within departments and within divisions in order to make sure that we have sufficient funds to meet our needs to the end of the year. Some of these have specific amounts, as you see the ones, L for the sewer, M for other big contract amounts, and particularly J for which is our current operating fund. It does zero out. What we're transferring from one fund does equal out to what's being transferred to the other fund.
What about I?
And I believe that is our end of year blanket cancellation statement. So what we do is that as the year approaches, whatever funds are not needed, we use those to cancel out to be able to cover other costs that may have,
So we don't know the amount.
we won't know specifically up until the end of the year, until at least December 31st.
Okay, so.
Historically, what we've done is, we've authorized it, and then as we're closing out the year, we provide that information.
So
to the
we're
council.
authorizing you to do whatever changes, whatever transfers are necessary at the end of the year.
Correct, between myself and Director Tate in the Office of Management and Budget, so that way we can make sure that all needs are met and all expenses are covered for.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any additional questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Councilman Council.
before Ben leaves, I don't know if it's for Ben or the BA. When will notification go out? I know we're headed into December now, but when will notification go out to the departments about spending and about budgets being frozen?
Well, my understanding is that notifications have gone out to all the departments at this time. We're doing our best efforts to curtail any unnecessary spending between now and the end of the year, as we have already begun to formulate and build our 2026 budget. So hopefully sometime early in the new year, we'll be presenting that budget to the council.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Director.
That's music to my ears.
I think all of ours. Next item.
M is a bid contract for additional vendors, trucks to increase capacity on the street maintenance, snow and ice removal, salt, sand spreading.
Questions from the council?
Yeah, Mr. President.
Councilman Ramos.
I know we've been getting these like piecemeal. Can we get just a comprehensive list of all the vendors that are under contract for salting and snow removal from the department? So I know we've been getting like bits and pieces at every meeting.
Yeah, all right, Madam.
And which entities are assigned by ward? And is there a contact person that, the ward council people can reach out to in case of an issue? I know in the past, there was a ward liaison or coordinator working for DPW.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk.
Got it. N and O are application acceptance of grant funds. N is for Sustainable Forestry Initiative, and O is for the 2026 Newark Homeless Housing and Services.
Questions from the council? Hearing none, next item.
The next three items are concerning cannabis businesses. P, Q, N, an added starter that should be at everyone's desk, are resolutions in support of cannabis cultivator, manufacturing, and retail businesses.
So PQ, and what's the third one?
The third one is an added starter that's all the way through the system, item 25-1460.
We'll talk about that then. I'm sorry. Okay. So P and Q, I believe there was a request to defer the two for further information. And let's do this. I know that the committee has met with them. So let's just leave it as is for the moment, but let's have a conversation. Those who had questions or concerns, have a conversation with the committee members who are, I think, well, two of them are here at least right now, and then determine whether we defer it or not tomorrow. Is that satisfactory to everyone? I keep saying tomorrow. I apologize tonight. Thank you. I'll show up tomorrow.
Is the added starter this one here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a question you're aware of, Chairman?
Say that again? Oh, not.
No, I'll wait to see whatever the question is before later.
Yeah, committee chair, we met with,
So let's have an offline conversation after this about the question. I'm concerned. All right, thank you. And not, so it's the two on, I don't think there's, well, we'll get to the third one later on.
yeah, Mr. President, you know, I know it's not really the city's position, but I just still don't understand why we can't disclose more information about these operators as part of the city's resolution. You know, I know they're asking for a resolution of support. I know the state has all these, you know, privacy issues, but, you know, maybe something that the new governor could address, because it creates kind of the impression there's some kind of secrecy around this process. And these are entities that are seeking public letters of support in order to receive their license. So there should be some level of transparency involved. And I'm not saying it's the city's fault. I understand the process, Eric.
I will add to that. If you recall, early on in the process, things that were redacted in the documentation we received, you could Google online and find it. And so it defeated the purpose at the time, which was interesting. But, you know, we know it's a state issue. But Mr. B.A.
Good morning, Eric Pennington, Business Administrator. To Councilman Ramos's question through you, Council President, the administration supports more transparency. If there is an appetite for the new administration, the governor's administration, to change that legislation, we would support that.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Maybe we could develop a resolution encouraging, through your chair.
I would defer to the Cannabis Committee to draft that resolution.
Mr. Chairman of the committee will defer to you.
All right, thank you. Next item.
7R2A through H are all private sale and redevelopment agreements. A is new construction of a two-family home to sell at market rate in the South Ward.
Questions from the council?
I do have a question.
Councilman Gonzalez.
I'm going to defer it though, Councilman
I
Gonzalez.
want to defer.
Yes,
but,
sir.
my question is, how is it that we have a lot assessed at $12,000? A lot that is 3,000 square feet assessed at $12,000. I believe is the assessment. Frank, we have been talking about this for some time. I believe somebody has to reassess these properties before they are sold so that we have a realistic number here. Nobody is going to sell someone, let's say, a lot for 3,000 square feet for $12,000. Believe me, that's not a real price. That's not a real assessment of the property, and it should be adjusted.
Anything from the administration?
Well, I'm going to, Mr. Chair,
We're going to
request a
defer it at this
deferment.
point. I mean, we're going to defer it anyway, Mr. B.A.
Fine, Eric Pennington, Business Administrator. Just with respect to Councilman Gonzalez's continuing concern about the assessed value of these properties, we're in the process, in the middle of a revaluation, which he and I'm sure all the council members are aware of. The company who is doing the revaluation is making good progress. The expectation is that by 2027, all of the properties, the 53,000, 54,000 lines of properties will be reassessed. This assessed valuation that you see now will be adjusted consistent with what the revaluation process is. We have not undertaken to do a separate revaluation of every property that comes before the council. It's, we believe, cost prohibitive, but there are adjustments to the costs based on what the actual value of the property is, based on EHD's assessment. If there's a particular property such as this that the council wants to defer and request an appraisal, we can do that.
Mr. President, if I may,
Yes.
yeah, that's something that we have been trying to get for some time. Let's say a current appraisal of the properties, so that we have a realistic value assigned to that property. These properties where, let's say, if you are in real estate in the city of Newark, you know that you cannot buy a lot for less than $150,000, and we are giving this lots and for, let's say, 25 by 100. This one is 3,000 square feet, and we are selling it for $12,000. So it's an absurd transfer of wealth. And if we were doing it to people perhaps in the city of Newark, or people that let's say that are going to improve their lot, maybe that would be justifiable. But in most cases, it's not.
To that point, the characterization that it's absurd, I can't adopt, but there are reasons other than just selling a property for its appraised value or assessed value that still make good sense to sell their property, to get it back on the tax rolls, to make sure that a particular community is changed by having development in that particular area, by making sure that there may be contiguous properties. There are various reasons, 100 different reasons why a particular property is being sold, to get it back on the tax rolls, to have development, to make sure that infill is done, or to make sure that there is a cobbling of properties that makes sense for a particular neighborhood. Again, if the council thinks that a particular property shouldn't be sold, you certainly have the right to vote it down or to ask for a specific appraisal. And we
Mr.
will
BA,
proceed.
this property here, let's say, assuming that 2 families built there or 3 families built there, they are going to apply to the city for a tax abatement. So we are going to get, maybe in the year 6, we are going to get, let's say, real taxes on that property, because the first 5 years would be reduced due to the tax abatements. So I believe that we should try to transfer the properties at, let's say, at a realistic value, not market value, but a realistic value. I believe we are giving them away.
I certainly understand your position. With respect to the 5-year tax abatement, which is essentially a tax abatement as of right, there is a gradual increase in the taxes on the property from 0 to 100% over the 5-year period. It too is an incentive to make sure that properties that have lain fallow vacant for years are developed. We continue to look at those properties on a case-by-case basis to make a determination as to whether or not it's in the city's interest to move forward. Anything that EHD and the administration brings to the council, we believe is appropriate and is a value added for the city. But again, if there is a specific issue, more than, generally we know that, Councilman Gonzalez, you have a general concern about the properties being assessed at a certain amount and being sold at what you consider to be undervalued. We don't quite see it that way, but we'll certainly entertain a specific request to have an appraisal done on a particular property for a particular reason. There's a cost to that, but we would certainly take that request under advisement and move forward.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Councilman Ramos.
Yeah, if I can, Mr. President, and we get a handful of property sales on the agenda, and I don't think it's much to ask for. And I know previous assessor had made it, their practice to individually reassess properties around the city for a number of different factors. And I think in order to justify the sale of some of these properties, I don't think there's a lot to ask to get a more updated, assessment on these properties. You're talking maybe 4 or 5, if that many, that show up on the agenda. So, I agree with Councilman Gonzalez that, would give the council at least a better, more comfortable feeling in transacting some of these properties if we knew that the assessment was more up-to-date and consistent with the current market conditions.
It's a reasonable request. I will go back to the council's prior request, though, particularly with respect to Councilman Ramos's reference to the prior tax assessor. The council as a whole, asked that we not do those individual assessments, and we listened, and we haven't done them for years. And the ones that were done, many of the constituents came to the assessor's office at Councilman Ramos's request with my input to have the assessor look at those properties to adjust them, and we did so. So I don't know if this is a change in position, but
It's not a
again,
change, it's just a disparity. Like, I agree with the councilman, like we get properties that are being proposed for sale that are similarly sized and lot. And, one property could be selling, let's say, throw out a hypothetical number for $10. And then at the next council meeting, the same size property in a neighborhood that's not too far from the neighborhood that was sold in the previous meeting could sell for 3 times that amount. I still stand by my original position that if you buy a home in the city of Newark and a year and a half later, the assessor comes to you and says, by the way, your taxes are going to double after you purchased a home, you made an agreement with your family, you agreed to finance that property, that I don't agree with that practice. I'm with you, like we should have waited for reval, but for every property owner that we were able to help, there were 10 other people who we weren't able to reach out to. So, but in this case, they're buying property from the city of Newark. I think the city has the right to make sure that it's getting fair market value for those properties. If they're looking to build affordability as part of their agreement with the city, then, I'm all for selling them property at a discounted price if they're going to build affordable units for us. But, we know what we're facing coming next year, and you and I have had conversations, and you want to make sure that the city's getting what it deserves as far as the sale price for these properties, because we have some tough financial times ahead, and we don't want to shortchange ourselves, especially if they're building market rate housing.
your point?
All right, thank you. Next item.
Is there a second?
Hmm?
Pat's item. For A, is there a second? It's Councilman,
Oh,
council
to defer, Councilman defers a second for it.
Second.
I second it.
You can pick somebody, everybody second. Councilwoman Scott Roundtree, I think I heard first. Fine.
Duly noted.
All right.
B is new construction of a 2-family home to sell at market rate in the South Ward.
Mr. Chair, I'll sponsor this item.
Moved by Councilman Council, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Scott Roundtree. Next item.
C is to rehabilitate property and sell to an owner occupant in the Central Ward.
Councilwoman Bay.
Thank you, Council President. I request a deferment on this since this is my first meeting. I would like an opportunity to get more information on this project.
Okay, it's a motion to defer by Councilwoman Bay. Who seconded that? Second by Councilman Kelly.
Duly noted. D is new construction of a mixed-use building to be a building construction of 4-family home to sell to a first-time home buyer at market rate. This is in the West Ward and Central Ward.
Any questions, discussions on this matter? There's a motion to defer
I'll second it.
in a second.
And she's
Yes.
one of the first.
Yes.
Kelly Bay,
Mr. Chair,
Councilwoman Bay, you're okay with the deferment?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you.
E is new construction of a multi-unit apartment building with 3 market rate rentals and 1 owner occupied in the South Ward.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I want to sponsor this item.
Sponsored by Councilman Council, second by Councilman Kelly.
F is to provide new construction of 2-family homes, one being sold at market rate and the other at an affordable rate in the West Ward.
I ask to defer this item as well.
Motion to defer by Councilman Kelly, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Council.
Mr. President, if I may
Councilman Gonzalez.
comment on this, they said that one of the properties is going to be sold to or rented to as an affordable rate. Who is going to monitor that?
EHD? Or is that a question? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is being deferred,
I just want to.
Okay.
To hear, let's say, how we are going to, in these properties that they say that they are going to rent at 80% or affordable, who is going to follow up on that?
Eric Pennington, Business Administrator. With respect to any deed restrictions, EHD has a requirement to put that into the sale, and they have a compliance unit, has responsibility to make sure that there is compliance with whatever the sale process and whatever conditions are placed on the sale of the property going forward.
So we're putting that on the deed.
If it is, I don't know. I mean, this one is deferred.
So
I'm not-
I
I'm
would
not
love
sure.
to see that we are, in fact, let's say, putting that on on the deed, so that anyone that is going to buy that property knows that there's a restriction as to how much they can rent the property for.
Sure. It makes sense. I mean, certainly if that's the representation of the purchaser, that that's what they're going to do, we need to have something in place to ensure that they comply. We agree with that.
I believe we should make sure that that's the case, that we have that limitation.
Duly noted. Yes.
All right, thank you. We can get EHD will follow up with that answer.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Councilman Ramos.
Yeah, could I make a suggestion too? I know the city with the inclusionary zoning has like a private entity or third party that kind of monitors the renting of the affordable units. You know, I don't see why some of these deed restricted units can be added to that process if it's not already the case, in order to ensure there's access to some of these affordable units.
That's a suggestion for the administration. Right. Thank you. Next item.
G is new construction of a mixed-use 24-unit affordable apartment building in the West Ward.
Yeah,
Councilman Kelly.
I asked that this item be deferred as well.
There's a deferment by Councilman Kelly. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Second by Councilman Council.
H is new construction of a two-family home to rent at 60 to 80% AMI in the West Ward, and rehabilitate property to create a new office headquarters in the Central Ward.
I'll ask that this item be deferred. I'm not sure if this is the correct address, because this is my old address on my license.
There is going to be some.
Good morning, Brandy Daniel, Legislative Coordinator for Economic and Housing Development. Thank you we were also going to ask for this item to be deferred. The address needs to be corrected to 522 and a half Central Avenue. And also the project description needs to be corrected. They're swapped by accident. So it will be fixed for the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I'm asking to be deferred.
Yeah, was there a second on the deferment?
Second.
Second by
Yeah,
Councilman
Mr. Chair.
Scott.
There were two items listed on the docket. One was for the West Ward and Central Ward. Is the request for the entire item to be deferred?
That's what I'm asking.
That was going to ask. I was going to ask Councilwoman. That's acceptable, right, Councilwoman?
Yes, sir.
Next item.
Okay. I is acceptance of grant funds for the Workforce New Jersey grant.
Questions from the council? Next item.
J and K are both resolutions of support for funding from the Department of Community Affairs Affordable Housing Trust Fund.
Any questions from the council?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, sponsor J.
You want to sponsor J? Sponsored by Councilman Council. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Scott Roundtree. Next item.
7R3A is a professional service contract for the redevelopment of the existing Boylan Street Recreation Center site.
Finally, a sponsor.
So you okay with sponsoring this, Councilman Kelly?
Oh, my gracious. I've been trying to, yes, yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Council.
B is designating a bus stop, relocating a bus stop from Bergen Street to Avon Avenue in the South Ward.
Questions on the matter? Hearing none, next item.
7R4A is approving loan and escrow agreements for additional filters at the Pequannock Water Treatment Plant.
Did we skip?
Director, what are you looking at?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
Good morning again, Council President, Council members, Benjamin Guzman, Acting Director of Finance. The sale of these bond anticipation notes for the Pequannock Water Treatment Plant, previously they had been financed through the construction loan financing program. We are now moving forward with more permanent financing. Again, with being sold through the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, there is low interest and portions of it will be forgiven.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Director.
You're welcome.
Council President, I just want to go
Councilman
back to 7R2K.
Kelly.
Vote on that? I mean,
Say again.
did we talk about that? That I said I wanted to defer that as well?
Give me that again.
7R2K.
7R2K.
Get that,
Yes, they're
Yeah.
together. They were together.
Yep.
Yeah.
7R5A through E are regarding applications and acceptance of grant funds. A is for the Health Resource Services Administration, and B is for Health Resource and Service Administration, or HRSA grants. C is-
Questions from the council? Hearing none, next item.
C is to support the education of a diverse nurse practitioner population in underserved communities.
Questions from the council?
Just one question.
Councilman Kelly.
Didn't we vote on this grant earlier? The nurse practitioners with Seton Hall.
I believe it was a previous one, but the
This the new one?
Director, Osborne.
Good morning, Catlin Alsbrook, Director of Health.
Good
This
morning.
is an apply and accept so that we can enter into the 4th year of our grant project.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. President.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Well, now that we hear that nurses are not professionals, I believe this council should express itself regarding that and send a letter to our representatives opposing that change, because we have a lot of individuals, nurses and individuals with master's degrees that are going to be de-recognized as professionals because somebody at the White House intends to, I believe, make those individuals lesser than they are. So I believe that we should, at this council, express our views on that.
So if the clerk's office can draft a resolution in opposition to the
Absolutely.
de-designation of what is it called? Professionals.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And then we'll vote on that tonight. Hopefully we can get that done. Thank you.
D is to provide medical care, supportive service, and education on sickle cell. And E is to provide medical care and supportive services citywide.
Questions from the council?
I want to sponsor D.
D, sponsored by Councilman Kelly. A second.
I second it.
Second by Councilman Gonzalez. Next item.
7R7A is a professional service contract for the visiting judges to preside over court sessions.
Questions from the council? Next item.
7R8A is waiving special event application permit fees for the Weequahic High School and Malcolm X Shabazz 2025 South Ward Soul Bowl Parade, sponsored by Councilman Council.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Yes.
B is a resolution of support to support the creation of a dedicated funding stream for urban agriculture in New Jersey, sponsored by Councilman Quintana.
I second that.
Thank you. C is recognizing and commending resolutions, and D is expressing profound sorrow and regret. Communications. Item 8A was discussed previously. 8B is an ordinance granting a 30-year tax abatement to Crown Village Urban Renewal, Inc. for a project to construct 2 residential affordable housing buildings consisting of 185 residential rental units, wherein the first building shall consist of 108 senior affordable housing units, of which 20 units shall be restricted to tenants at 50% area medium income, and 88 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% of AMI. And the second building shall consist of 77 non-senior affordable housing units, of which 4 units shall be restricted to tenants at 50% AMI, and 73 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% AMI in the West Ward.
Councilman Kelly.
Yeah, I asked that we move and adopt this on the first. We've been waiting for this for like years.
Does everyone know this is the Pabst? It's like, all right, so, moved by Councilman Kelly, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Scott Roundtree.
Yes, Lord.
I'll sponsor it as well.
I got you, sponsor.
C is an ordinance granting a 30-year tax abatement to South Orange Avenue 1 Urban Renewal, Inc. for a project to construct 144 non-senior affordable housing residential rental units, wherein 12 units shall be restricted to tenants at 50% of area medium income, and 132 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% of AMI in the West Ward.
Move and adopt on the first.
You want to advance and adopt, you moving it? Councilman Kelly moves it. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Gonzalez.
Just a reminder, due to advertising, will still be heard on the 17th.
17th, yep.
D is an ordinance granting a 25-year tax abatement to Casa Mia Apartments Urban Renewal LLC to rehabilitate 6-story elevator, 100% affordable senior living residential rental building with a total of 91 residential units consisting of 90, there's a typo where it says 90 residential rental units, which shall be restricted to tenants up to 60% of AMI in the North Ward.
Councilman Ramos.
Yeah, I'd like to sponsor it, but could I just get an explanation from the committee as to, this is definitely after the fact, right? Every apartment in the complex was renovated, they got brand new elevators. So I'm just trying to figure out the timing of the abatement. You know, why did it come so far after the improvements were made? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason, but through your chair and maybe someone from economic development could give me some information prior to tomorrow night's meeting. But it is, you know, they did a great job. It's a beautiful building, so.
All right, so noted. EHD, please provide some information regarding.
Tonight.
I keep thinking it's tomorrow, so.
See, we're saying, that's my fault. I keep saying, I'll be here tomorrow.
Mentally, we think it's tomorrow, so.
All right.
I'll second it.
We divide our days into
okay.
8-hour shifts, so.
Moved by Councilman Ramos, second by Councilman Gonzalez.
Duly noted. E is an ordinance granting a 25-year tax abatement to 1213-1221 On Broad Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct a new 5-story building with 60 residential rental units consisting of 48 market rate residential rental units and 12 affordable housing rental units, of which 3 units shall be restricted to tenants at 40% of area median income, and 3 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% of AMI, and 6 units shall be restricted to tenants at 80% of AMI in the East Ward.
Questions from the council? Hearing none. Next item.
F is an ordinance amending zoning and land use regulations to prohibit any new or expanded fossil fuel facility, including fossil fuel power generation. It's a companion ordinance because G also deals with fossil fuel. It's amending finance and taxation to prohibit the use of city funds for fossil fuel, including fossil fuel power generation. Council President, council members, there was discussions with the administration. I am not sure if
We're
those
going to move both to defer,
differ.
yes.
Okay,
And then have a follow-up meeting, a discussion with the administration.
understood.
Which one is that?
8F and 8G.
Okay.
F and G. Pending business on the agenda, 9A is an ordinance opting into the Garden Space CPACE program.
Questions from the council? Hearing none, we're going to move it forward.
9B is going to be deferred. Item 10, miscellaneous. 10A is approval of the raffle license.
Questions? Next item. Oh, that's it.
Council President, council members, we have one added starter that was briefly mentioned, which is the cannabis retail business, item 25-1460.
Any questions on, well, can, have to do a little discussion, not discussion, but review of this matter since we just got it. Cannabis Committee already reviewed it, I'm assuming.
with it.
You're fine with the committee? Okay. Okay.
Okay. The second potential added starter is file number 25-1390, which is an ordinance to accept donated land from the Housing Authority.
I couldn't hear from who?
I'm sorry, donated land from the Housing Authority.
Okay. Can someone just give a brief explanation on that? AHD.
Good morning again. Brandy Daniel, Legislative Coordinator, Economic and Housing Development. The item before you that we're asking for as an added starter is a donation of land from the Newark Housing Authority, and it's in connection with the Newark Riverfront. It's the last piece of property we need to close on the riverfront.
Oh, it's
So
Riverfront.
that's, yeah, the Newark Riverfront, to close out on that project. So that's why we're asking for this. We're trying to get it done as soon as possible.
And this project you're referring to is the riverfront to do what? To beautify or to?
Yes, to complete the beautification process that we already started. This would be the last piece of land we need to complete the project.
Okay. Anything?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, it's a small piece of property. It's over by the FBI building, which is a small piece of property that is needed to make sure that the park and the new outlet is contiguous with each other. So I know the Housing Authority is in support of it. And because of all of the beautification and the things that have happened around the extension of the riverfront, would make sure that this works in concert with what is happening with the development along 21.
And being so close to the FBI building, there's not much you can do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions, concerns?
Yeah, Mr. President.
Councilman Ramos.
Yeah, I don't have a question about this. I just want to, when we're done, under motions, I want to see if we can get the director of the Housing Authority to come before us. So I'll say it, I spent a good part of my day yesterday visiting sites around the North Ward, mostly senior
Let
sites.
me say thank you.
As part of our Thanksgiving distribution efforts. And I have to tell you that the conditions of some of these senior buildings are just terrible. I mean, just because, we got residents who live in public housing doesn't mean that they have to live in filthy conditions. Garbage thrown all over the parking lot, rec rooms being utilized for storage facilities. I used the restroom in one of our rec rooms at 801 North 6th Street, and I don't think that restroom's been cleaned in months. So, I don't know what's going on there. I know they're having some financial issues, but basic maintenance should not be, ignored when it comes to setting priorities, especially when it comes to seniors who are living in these public housing sites. So I'm hoping through your chair and the clerk that we can get Director Spicer here to give us some kind of update, so because, these buildings, I don't think they've looked that bad,
Yeah.
at least in the 20 years I've been here.
All right, thank you. Let's work on scheduling a meeting for him to come in to
Certainly.
speak. Thank you.
Council President, council members, there's one more potential added starter. The only information I have thus far is it's proposed to be a letter of support regarding the transfer of property in the East Ward.
Do we have a legistar number or anything?
It's not a legistar yet.
Anybody from the administration want to tackle this for a moment? I don't believe it's going to make it. So let's just move on and be thankful that we didn't have anything from the law department for a change, right?
Right.
All right.
That's right.
You got a stray one right there on that one. All right, now.
All right, can we?
Okay, public comment. We are in the 30-minute public comment portion of this meeting where each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name for the record. Is there anyone wishing to address the council members?
Yes.
Here we go.
Good afternoon.
afternoon.
It's not afternoon,
Oh,
it's
still
morning. Uh-oh. My name's Terry Seuss. I'm with an organization called Eyes on Ice, New Jersey. We're a watchdog and a peace prayer vigil that provides visitor comfort and support at Delaney Hall. We are comprised of individuals and organizations and church communities from across New Jersey. And I'm here today because I've met several of you, but I've been unable to set up an appointment with you, which I find to be very sad. And I wanted to tell you, I wanted to come here to inform you that you have a lot of important city business to do that you've done today, and I really appreciate that. But you have an elephant in the room. And that elephant in the room is Delaney Hall, located at 451 Doremus Avenue. That place is run by Geo Group, a private prison corporation that is making $60 million a year off of this contract. And there is no oversight, none. You know that your own mayor and that our representative, LaMonica MacGyver, were thwarted when they were trying to do a simple oversight there. That is illegal. And we, as Eyes on Ice, have been continuing to find out what's going on in that facility. And I would like to report to you what's going on, both for the detainees and for visitors. It is a travesty. If you had any other public entity in the city of Newark behaving like this, you would have violations against them. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to do something about this. And at minimum, come down and meet with the visitors. We are there supporting them Tuesdays and Thursday evenings tonight from 4 to 9, and Saturdays and Sundays all day from 7 to 7 p.m. We are, as I said, Eyes on Ice. We will not look away. We have daily vigils on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when no visitors are there in the morning. We will not look away. And it's important for you to not look away and to inform yourselves what's going on a mile from here, right in your backyard. And if you haven't seen a movie called I'm Still Here, it's about Brazil, it's about detention centers, and that's the path we're on. So conditions for detainees. They are using temperature as a weapon. When when the AC is on, it's freezing, and when the heat is on, it's sweltering. People are getting nosebleeds in there. The food is abominable, so people need to use their commissary money to supplement their food intake. Medical conditions are not dealing with chronic conditions, not providing things that people need when they need
I'm
it.
sorry, but your time is up. Thank you for your
if I could
comments. Maybe
just-
you could provide them to us in writing, to the clerk or
I
to
can
us, and
easily
then
do
we
that.
can do some.
I'd just like to
But
say.
I have to tell you
30
that I can't, because if I let you speak, then I have to let other folks. We have rules that we have to follow. So I appreciate you speaking today, but your time is up
Well,
to
the
speak at
visitors,
this-
you'll see when you
so,
come down there, have
Miss-
nowhere to
I'm
wait
sorry,
except
I'm
out in
sorry.
the.
I appreciate you saying, so please, excuse me, I'm sorry. I really don't want you to have to remove you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker.
Good day, Newark. Deborah Salters.
Good day.
First, let me give my condolences to my alum, my Bulldog alum, Tanya Tootie Holt, and the loss of her grandson, Masai Rogers, who there was a great outpouring last night at the park with the balloons and so many people you couldn't even park. So I'm grateful for the outflood of support and love. And to the rest of the families of this tragic shooting that we've lost people, my heart goes out to you, my condolences. Yeah, we just have to do better. Our community has failed you. Our government has failed you, and we as a people have got to do better. Now, when it comes to this property at 818 South 15th Street, the lot that you're talking about to be sold for $29,000, there's an abandoned house right to the left of it. So do we own that or does someone else own that house? Because if the person is buying the lot for $29,000, and actually this is about the size of the one that was sold last time to a developer who's not from here, and we asked how much they were going to sell it for, and it was $900,000 to $1 million. And when asked if they were going to sell it to a Newarker, they looked at each other and was like, well, we can discuss that, but that wasn't their plan. So as to what Ramos was talking about, as far as the lots being sold, because that one on Seymour Avenue is around the same size, and I know that you all were talking about the amount for that, right? And there are all homes around there. So it's not a blighted area, it's homes, and it's one other lot across the street. But everywhere else, there are homes, there are driveways, there's parking on the street. So it's not a blighted area. So why are we giving away, and we say this all the time, we're giving away these properties for pennies, and then when they're sold, they're selling them to us, or not us, because we can't get a mortgage for $900,000 to $1 million in the city of Newark, right? So what are we doing? It's the same thing we ask all the time. And then I believe Gonzalez said they'll come back and ask for a tax abatement later, on top of getting the property for $23,000, $29,000, when you cannot get a lot anywhere else under $100,000. But Newark is just like, yeah, hey. And I mean, everybody's telling everybody, go to Newark, man. This is where they're posting it, they're talking about it, because y'all are giving away the kitchen sink for nothing. For nothing. And the people don't benefit.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good morning, City Council.
Good morning.
And I want to congratulate Ms. Bay. I was here with the ceremony yesterday. I embrace you just like Congressman McIver. I miss her. I truly got a good relationship rapport with her and the rest of the City Council, I hope. Anyway, I want to bring it to your attention. We have the family-owned business for over 80 years at 267 16th Avenue in the West Ward, with Mr. Kelly's ward. Well, we have a lifetime variance. 4 doors down from us, 287 16th Avenue, the Chinese restaurant, burnt up. Within 2 weeks, they were demoing it. It's 3 months that's gone by. Now they added an addition to the second floor, added a third floor, and they converted it, from what I understand, converted the restaurant into another apartment. no permits, no zoning, no building insurance, okay? And the neighborhood watch, Rose and Max from the bodega, all of us are out there. And my thing is, it's 287 16th Avenue. I have all the papers from the Oprah request, no permits. I got to pick up from the planning board, from what I understand, nothing went in, no architectural plans or nothing. Now, when I bought the building next to my dad's shop, the building inspectors went through me like a fine-tooth comb. Okay, they did their job. I'm not condemning them. Okay, but now what ends up happening, it ends up that this property is under an LLC, under harmless. When you say harmless, meaning that somebody could buy the building not knowing what type of electrical's in it, what kind of beams are in it, if the roof can handle the snow, if it's fire rated or whatever, okay? Now, let me explain something to you folks. I lost a mother and a brother, which you don't know, okay? I grew up with you when I was 3 years old in an electrical fire. I was carried out a block from Boylan Street Pool when I was 3 years old. I lost my 18-month-old brother. My mother went in and they found her holding my 18-month-old brother, okay? Now, my thing to you, to the city council, is we can't hold nobody harmless because there's no building permits, no contractors, no insurance to go after, and life is precious. There's no price on a life. So I think we should find out who owns this property. It's under LLC, and file criminal charges.
Thank you so much for your comments.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you folks again tonight. I'm going to follow up on this.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I was here with your oath last night, yesterday morning. I was behind you and your mom.
All right,
God bless you.
thank you. So next speaker.
That's Tony for you.
Next speaker. All right, seeing none, public speaking is now closed. I'm sorry, there's one more. Come on up.
Good morning, Councilman.
Good morning.
My name is Mike Charity.
Do me a favor, speak closer to the mic so I can hear, or lift it up.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mike Charity. I'm a business owner and a resident of the West Ward.
Okay.
One issue that I've discovered living here is that it's difficult for a lot of residents in all the wards to find out what's going on in and around the city. I'm a software developer, and I wrote a solution that I think will greatly benefit the city. It's working now, and it allowed residents to sign up and get messages about what's going on with the city, in addition to allowing councilmen and their staff to also communicate directly with the residents, such as messages, forms, documents, things like that. It's a simple solution, but I think it's greatly needed for the city because, I myself often find out at the last minute about what's going on in the city and things like that. So I look forward for the opportunity to speak with you further. I have some documentation I'd like to provide, and I'm speaking again this evening as well. So I just wanted to introduce myself to you. You rarely see the name and the person behind websites and things like that, but I am that guy, and I look forward to talking with you further.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do you have copies to pass out for us?
I do.
If not now, then later on this evening, if you can have enough copies for all of us to get, all the council members and the administration.
Sure, I have something now. Can I give it to you now? Or?
We can give it to the deputy clerk right there. Thank you. Any other speakers? Seeing none, public speaking is closed. I believe that is it, and we will see everyone this evening.
Oh, you mean tomorrow, right? You meant tomorrow.